I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, and after a couple weeks off working around vacations and all the summer stuff, we've got Ron and Aaron back to get us up to date with what's going on. And Ron, we'll start with you. Summer school's in session, and how's that going?
It is going terrific. We're getting close to the end of July where summer school is going to be ending, but I can report that we've had 0 COVID cases and things are going very smooth with our masks as optional. So we're very pleased with that.
And how are the kids enjoying all their classes this summer?
Well, I haven't surveyed all the kids, but I know my own kids are having a good time. Right now, they're in hunter safety and coming home and doing their homework, and so that's all going good.
Cool. Well, anyone that's been downtown, we're in the middle of summer, and typically downtown's busy that time of year, and it's even busier with all the work going on. And project about halfway done. Aaron, fill us in on the details.
Yeah, so anyone who's been downtown the last couple of weeks notices that actually we've had both South Main and North Main Street open. That's because we had a little bit of a delay with the utility crews who were on another job. So we figured our project managers, public works department said, well, why the heck would we close it if there's going to be some downtime? So we actually look at it as a positive. Rather have a week open now in the summer than later in November or I should say late October. So that's good. And actually, it is also good that they were able to coordinate getting here next week. So it'll be closed starting next Monday. That'll be South Main from Fulton Street to Badger Street. I also want to speak on North Main Street a little bit. Now that opened, and I think it looks great. We've been getting a ton of good comments. Just had some flowers put out in those arrangements, which really brighten it up down there this week. But want to let people know that you'll still see, even though it's open now, you'll still see periodic changes throughout the next couple months as amenities come in. So, for example, flowers came in this week. We have benches coming in next week that were donated by Waupaca Foundry. We have street lights have yet to come in and be put up, and those will come in a couple months. Trees will be planted in September because there's a better time of year to plant those, and it's not the middle of July. And a couple other things. And I think the only other thing I guess I want to mention about North Main Street is something we talked about at council last night, and that is a development agreement that was passed by council with the Danes Hall. On the very north end of Main Street, if you residents remember, there's a road that continues. North Main Street goes right up the hill by Rasmussen Park. Well, that's being vacated as a part of this project, and the city has voted to turn that over to Danes Hall, that property, in turn for basically the Danes Hall improving that area into like a plaza, ADA accessible ramps, things like that. So it'll be another improvement that will happen as a part of the whole Main Street renovation. So, things will continue to move even though we're done with the substantial portion of North Main Street.
And when you speak of that Danes Hall Plaza area, the road's been vacated, the curb's going around there, it's kind of all filled in with dirt, and just seeing it that way even looks like a big improvement over what it was. So it'll be nice to see what they come up with when they get to work there.
It does, yeah. That curb has been poured and kind of shuts that off already. I think we put some flower arrangements there over the gravel. But yeah, it will be neat. I think it'll be a great improvement, and they have about 12 months to get that started once the property is vacated and turned over to them. And then they'll have another 12 months from the start of the project to completion. So in a fairly short order, you'll see another improvement.
Very nice. And next thing we want to look forward to, we're about halfway through the summer vacation period, and no one wants to talk about it, but that means the next school year. That's something I'm sure, Ron, probably on the top of your mind. And one of the thoughts out there is, how is school going to look in the fall in regard to COVID? And as we sit right now, what are you anticipating?
Well, we're anticipating that we're going to kind of continue where we're at right now, Josh, at summer. We're going to recommend to the board at our August meeting on Tuesday, August 10th, that we continue with masks optional. And we're also going to be recommending that we start fairly normal with lunches the way they were 5 days a week, all in person, trying to keep 3 feet separation the best that we can, opening up our bubblers, having field trips, fairly normal. The only kind of difference will be if students have symptoms, we're going to ask students to not come to school, obviously, if they're sick. And we'll continue with contact tracing. And we're going to be hopefully doing our own testing as well. We're going to participate in that government testing program. So it'll be a free test if people are symptomatic. And there will be some quarantine, obviously, if people have symptoms and or if you test positive, there'll have to be some quarantine time. But we're looking at 7 days or 10 days, not the full 14 days. And we'll follow the WIA guidelines for athletics. And so that's what we're recommending. That's it, with working with Jed from the county and working with our medical team and our nurses. That's where we're at, and we're kind of putting some final touches on the recommendation, and hopefully our board is going to be receptive, and that's the direction we'll go.
It just hit my head as you were talking. Your school buildings have one special tool that a lot of places don't have, and that's those ionizers.
That's our secret weapon, I think. I truly do believe that. I feel better at work. Partly, I have allergies, and every 11 minutes or so, it's taking all the allergens, the bacteria, the viruses, pathogens, it's removing them and refreshing the air with clean air. And that has to help, especially when they say that this COVID is aerosolized. We also know that it's not really readily spread on surfaces, like counter to what we initially thought. But speaking with our building and grounds folks and our cleaning staff, we're going to try to continue to clean at the rate we've been over the last year, up to 3 times a day in fogging. We're going to continue with that because it helps, with keeping the other germs down that cause other things. So that's what we're hoping and we're trying for. We're feeling very positive and optimistic, and we think we're going to have a great year. We want to put 2020 behind us and COVID behind us and move forward the best that we can.
Well, we're wishing the best of luck to the school district for next school year. And we saw how well last year went, that you had an in-person component the whole school year, which a lot of schools didn't have. So here's just more optimism that it continues.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Well, Aaron, Ron, appreciate the time to get the community up to date. And hey, we'll see when we get together again, working around schedules and everything. But nice chatting.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thanks, Josh.